Hey, that's how you start a post-game show here, folks. This is your post-game coverage of the CONMEBOL South American World Cup qualifiers. I asked Fernando to get the energy going for us because we want to bring you all the energy from such an exciting match day 9. We now welcome in former Colombian international legend Juan Pablo Angel. And when we look at this list, leading the way, Juan Pablo is Marcelo Martins with 8 goals. But for Bolivia, a limited chance to make the World Cup as it stands right now. Where does his motivation come from?
I mean, Julie, he is having a phenomenal tournament, and you cannot take anything away from him.
We saw his move to PSG. We saw Argentina win Copa America. It feels like there's a bit of a different energy with Lionel Messi. And Kaylin, what would you say would be Messi's evolution at this point with Argentina? Day 7 got underway yesterday with countries like Iceland, Wales, Belgium, and Italy all securing important victories, while the Netherlands sunk deeper into crisis. And the action continues today all across Europe with plenty more drama in store. Things haven't gone so well for some of the British teams in this tournament. Liverpool and Tottenham both out in the round of 32, which means Everton, surprisingly, is carrying the flag for England now, Warren.
And sadly, I would like to say as well, sadly.
Josie Altidore was beaming talking about having Clint back. He missed having that strike partner up top, but he also said Clint brings a new energy to this group right now. He's a fun guy, he makes jokes, but he's an American warrior. He knows what it means to win for his country, and that inspires guys at a very pivotal point. Now, the U.S. attack will also have Josie Altidore available for tonight's game. He missed the friendly against Venezuela, attending his brother's wedding in Ireland. He leads the U.S. all-time in scoring against the Soca Warriors with 5 goals. Tony.
Yeah, well, that's what they pride themselves on. And we saw, Rapinoe going out, but Kristen Press, who would be a starter on literally any other team in the World Cup, comes in and almost tactically benefited them because she's so quick. She has such a great work rate. She came in, and there were concerns about one of England's outside backs, Lucy Bronze. Well, there was no problem. In the 10th minute, she's able to connect on that header. And she did dedicate it to her mother, who tragically just passed away for years. But also in this World Cup in particular, the women have had to break societal constructs of how you should act when you celebrate goals, how you should act if you are allowed to be a little bullish as it pertains to social media and quotes and standing up for yourself. And so when I look at this team, I get inspired. I mean, they're so powerful, they're so strong on the pitch, but they are role models for everyone in this world.
I spoke with Josh Williams, who told me if he wasn't on this field playing for the Columbus Crew tonight, he would be up in these stands showing support for the team and for the city. He said, I have been an Ohio kid forever. I have grown up supporting this club for 10 years. Tonight is all about showing pride for this city. He said, I want people to recognize the players on the field stand with the fans. Clint, congratulations. We see you really enjoying this moment with your family, with the fans. I know you weren't able to be a part of it last season. What does it mean to experience this now?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's great for the city.
Well, thank you so much, Max. Now, the biggest difference with the conditions this year is that the field is in much better shape. Last year, it was a quick turnaround after hosting Grey Cup. There was sand and spray paint filling in the holes, but I spoke with a groundskeeper who said there's absolutely no extra sand on the pitch. The conditions are 80% better than they were last year. Even Brian Schmetzer gave it his seal of approval to the media yesterday. You mentioned that it's 34 degrees, but with the wind chill, it feels closer to 20 degrees because we're right on Lake Ontario. The Queen is on the coin. It's something England's Lucy Bronze told me to illustrate the intense history and relationship between the monarch and her former colony, England and Canada. It's 2 national teams with coaches from the same country but different coasts. We've been told that suspended China head coach Hao Wei will be sitting in the auxiliary press box to the left of the commentary position for what should be the duration of the match. What happened in those first 5 minutes when Germany first scored their goal, and sort of what was the feeling like on the team?
Like, oh no, is this happening again?
Jose, you score your first World Cup goal ever. To get to the round of 16, have you ever had a bigger moment in your soccer career?
No, I think it's pretty powerful.
I like to attack, I like to get forward, but normally I get there and I'm like, oh, where's Tony Duggan? Or Farrell, like, pass it to someone that can shoot.
Natalie, number 28 beats number 3 today. What does it feel like to beat France?
I think at this point, words really can't describe what it feels like.
As Coach Sylvia Knight, if they plan to show any mercy against Thailand today, she told me mercy is a funny term. We don't plan to show any mercy in the World Cup. We need to seize opportunities to gain confidence ahead of the knockout stage.
And speaking of showing what you've got, your goalkeeper just came up so clutch there, especially in the second half.
I mean, at the end of the day, has had one big save to make, and she does that for this country.
This has got to be a nightmare way to sort of see how the World Cup ends for you. What are your feelings right now?
I actually don't really know what to say. I mean, obviously devastated. You're sad and upset. This isn't how we wanted our World Cup to end. But then you look around the stadium and see, 50-odd thousand people wearing Canadian jerseys.
Coach Norio Suzuki said his team doesn't need any extra motivation, but admitted with Ando back, it has made a huge difference. And although she won't be able to contribute on the pitch, we're told she'll take her place on the bench next to a white teddy bear that has embodied her spirit through this tournament all the way to the World Cup final.
Walk on.
Sorry.